Good afternoon and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 39, and I'm continuing the story of what the rose did to the cypress. Now, remember that King Cinnabar had allowed Prince Almas to go up to the roof to do his final ablutions before he would be executed for having asked to hear the story of what the rose did to the cypress. Having heard it, he was now destined to die. Now, he was up on the roof for quite a while, and finally, Cinnabar said, "Please go fetch him. He's been up there long enough." And when his servants got up there, he was nowhere to be seen. For Prince Almas had taken one of the feathers out of his pocket of the simurgh, the huge bird, and summoned it. And immediately it appeared and whisked Prince Almas away on his back. When the servants got up there to the top of the roof, all they could see flying off in the distance was the simurgh with Prince Almas on his back, far, far away. Now the simurgh went higher and higher and higher up into the air until Earth looked like a small egg within the huge ocean. Finally, then it dove down right to its own place. And there Prince Almas was welcomed not only by Simurgh's wife, but by those three young birds who he had saved from being eaten by the dragon. They entertained him for quite some time, and Prince Almas told the entire story of what had taken place for him and the story of what the rose had done to the cypress. From here, the simurgh, after having given him many, many gifts that it had collected from cities far and wide around the world, sent him off. And Prince Almas made his way to the castle of the clashing swords, where out from it came the Lion King, who was glad indeed to see Prince Almas. And again, Prince Almas told the Lion King everything that had taken place while he was away. The story of the simurghs, the story of having crossed the oceans, and the story of what the rose did to the cypress. Now, the king of the lions was glad at this point in time that Prince Almas was on his way home. Having guarded all his treasures from the clashing swords, some of it was loaded onto beasts of burden. And not only that, but as you might remember, the king's daughter, whose name was in fact Gaul, was married to Prince Almas with all pomp and ceremony. There, in attendant, was the King Lion and his many, many subjects. From there, they made their way with all the treasury that they could carry along with the animals that they had, all that the daughter of the king of the clashing swords had. They made their way toward Jamila's place. Now, on the way, they stopped in that, I can't remember the name of the place. It was the place where Prince Almas had originally met with the King of the Lions. And we'll stop the story there as he waits and rests.